I would like to thanks to Korean Spinal Neurosurgery Society to invite me to uh, talk about today's presentation on comparative outcomes of anterocervical discectomy and fusion and transcorporeal microphonotomy, a 12-year retrospective analysis. I am Dr. Mohammad Mushir Rahman, Professor and Head, Department of Neurosurgery, Holy Family Red Crescent Medical College, Dhaka, Bangladesh. In background, I like to say that both ACDF and TCMF are standard operations for cervical radiculopathy, but they differ in motion preservation and potential adjacent segment effects. The objective of the study was to evaluate and compare the clinical outcomes of ACDF versus transcorporeal microphonotomy over 12 years using the standardized patient-reported and functional measures. In methods, we have done retrospective cohort 168 single-level radiculopathy patients. Of these, ACDF 90 and transcorporeal microphonotomy was 78 patients operated in between January 2010 to December 2022. Minimum 12-month follow-up was done. Outcomes included PROMIS score and MJOA, modified JOA analyzes used paired and unpaired t-test where it was 0.05. The results, both groups improved significantly on PROMIS and modified JOA where the p-value was less than 0.01. ACDF yielded more immediate axial symptom relief, and transcorporeal microphonotomy preserved the motion better than the long-term outcome of ACDF, and it showed a lower incidence of adjacent segment degeneration with shorter operative time and hospital stay. Complication rates were comparable. In conclusion, with rigorous selection, both ACDF and TCMF are effective. TCMF is advantageous for isolated radiculopathy with favorable anatomy. ACDF remains reliable for broader indications, including central compression. In introduction, cervical radiculopathy produces significant neck and or arm pain with disability. ACDF offers reliable decompression and stabilization but sacrifices motion at the index level. And transcorporeal microphonotomy, a transcorporeal corridor targeting foraminal pathology for laterally prolapsing disc, which aims to decompress while preserving the segmental motion. This study compares the two approaches under strict selection criteria over a 12-year period. In material methods, design and setting, single center retrospective cohort from January 2010 to December 2022, and the population was 168. Of these, 90 for ACDF and 90 for TCMF, and minimum follow-up period was 12 months. Eligibility, transcorporeal microphonotomy group isolated brachialgia without any axial neck pain were included in the study. No clinical or radiological myopathy, lateral or foraminal compression were applicable, and preoperative MJOA was more than or equal to 15. In ACDF group, radiculopathy with or without neck pain, mostly central or axial neck pain and or foraminal compression. MJOA more than or equal to 12. Exclusion criteria was multi-level disease, prior cervical surgery, trauma, infection, neoplasm, incomplete records, and procedures are all operations by experienced spine surgeons and per standard protocol. ACDF with discectomy and or interbody fusion, and TCMF via transcorporeal micro decompression preserving the motion segment. In outcome, primary PROMIS and MJOA the pre and post-op patient's outcome were measured. In secondary, operative time, length of stay, adjacent segment degeneration, and complications were analyzed. In statistics, paired and unpaired tests, which were significant, and p-value were less than 0.05. In ethics, it was a retrospective review, and we take the ethical clearance from our medical college. The symptoms and function. In result, we found that both the ACDF and TCMF demonstrated statistically significant postoperative improvement in PROMIS and MGOA, where the p-value was less than 0.01. The axial symptoms were relieved in ACDF, but with motion preservation, TCMF were better preserved the cervical motion, and there are less adjacent segment disease were evident in TCMF. So TCMF had shorter operative time and length of stay were minimum. Safety, no significant difference in overall complication rates between the two groups. The 12-year experience suggests that in discussion with rigorous selection, both strategies achieve robust symptom and functional gains in patients with isolated foraminal radiculopathy and with favorable anatomy. TCMF preserves the motion and may mitigate adjacent segment disease while shortening hospital utilization. ACDF remains a dependable choice for broader pathology, including central compression and cases in which stabilization is advantageous. Key considerations include preoperative phenotype like axial pain prominence, myelopathy risk, and imaging where central versus foraminal compression. Central is usually we use for ACDF and foraminal compression we use for TCMF. And patient preference regarding motion preservation. Study limitations include retrospective design, which is a limitation, and single center is generalizability. In conclusion, I like to say that both ACDF and TCMF are effective for single level cervical radiculopathy when applied to the right patient were indicated, and TCMF offers motion preservation benefits for selected cases, whereas the ACDF provides reliable decompression for broader indications including central compression or myelopathy risk. Rigorous patient selection is central to optimizing outcomes. Thank you all for patient sharing.